Hello there everyone, and welcome back to Rome 2 Total War with the Caesar and Gaul campaign. Last time around we had a mighty naval battle and defended our newly conquered province, and as it goes we're slowly just gobbling up all of the enemy's territories. I'm not entirely sure if the total slaughter sub-pack, or whatever you want to call it, that I enabled again, if that's fully functioning. I'm wondering if I should just do the same mistake as before and just bring in almost everything, except of course the ones that reduce the income, because that would drive me into the ground pretty darn quickly. But I think I might have to, maybe I brought the wrong one, I don't know. But we'll have to change that around, definitely. But maybe first I'll see if I can find a kind of a stable position to build from. This time around we're gonna fight this battle. I was trying to try to siege them out, but I don't think that's gonna work. So I think we're gonna have to charge the walls here. It's working pretty well though. And so far they haven't gone ahead and attacked out. We have managed to get the first legion over at Taricum, and we're gonna out-resolve that one. And I also have one out-resolve up to the north that we're gonna deal with. So that means that we're taking complete control of this province. Thing is, I have so little cash at this point that I can't even kind of tear stuff down and rebuild it. And then we moved forward here. As you remember, maybe last time, maybe you remember, but there was a enemy army here. That one actually went and attacked us here. But it was a pretty easy fight, so I decided not to show you that. And yeah, another out-resolve. I'm really hoping that I can kind of gear up for an invasion of Britain, because as I continue along the coast here, I'm kind of opening myself up for a flank attack on these open territories, as so far the Everni has not done that. And we seem to be moving just into open ground constantly with barely any resistance. I will be able to move forward and take these two, most likely, and we'll be able to take most of these. If I remember correctly, let's see, we did have a few quests. This is the wrong tab here. So we were supposed to take this one. I don't know if I can do, because I can't recruit those type of troops for some reason. Nervi of Steel, making subject this faction by capturing the last remaining settlement. So Nervi needs to become a vassal. Show force, we need to raise this town. We can't do this one. Completely control all of the German territories, or all these border ones up here. You know what, I think we'll go ahead and do another end turn and then go ahead and attack this place. We'll see if maybe there's some spur of action from the enemy moving forward to try and attack us. But yeah, with that, let's go ahead and end turn and see what the enemy comes up with. And we're back after the end turn. Both forces here are suffering attrition. It looks like it's worse for the enemy, because my second army here is not actually losing any attrition. So I still have my second one as strong as ever. There's 6 turns until they surrender. The first legion has been able to, of course, took this, and now we're able to change this around. So what I did in between was that I actually changed out all the edicts in all the provinces to actually be tax harvesting, which, I mean, it creates a corruption and it decreases public order, but it gives 15% tax rate, which is pretty darn nice, which has increased. If you remember last time I was in the red, now I go plus 12,000 a turn. And also I want to be upgrading these ones. So melee for infantry and melee attack upon melee defense and melee... Let's see, that one was that and that one was this. And we should have a Temple of Mars. So the best legions possible. Let's go ahead and scout ahead. There's clearly nothing this way, so it could be something up there, but we don't know. The first is more or less fully replenished, so you can go ahead and go kind of to the border here. And then ready to cross over. Over along the front line here, we've got, I guess, an attack towards here. You know what? We'll switch out the position of these two. So this one will move with this one in support to attack this town. So this is the what, 7th Legion with the support of the 12th. Will lay siege to Netum Senna, which is not needed because this one can actually very easily just go ahead and out-resolve this fight right here. And then it could possibly be so that then the 12th, if it is within range, could actually attack the port city or the port town down here and then completely control all of the coastline of Gaul, which is pretty darn wonderful, I'd say. And also there's a quicker jump over to Britain through here than it is trying to kind of go over this way. So we could quickly jump over and attack them there. This was the place I was supposed to burn down, which is the enemy's capital. We've got a small Averni force racing kind of to get back to their own territory. Unfortunately, I took everything from them. You should drop out of that and actually move into the town. And then we've got the siege over here. The 1st is moving over there. The 10th should be ready to return. They have actually exhausted the reinforcements from over there. But I think, you know what? I can probably move into this region and get replenishment out of this town. Possibly. This guy needs to be dealt with. I should have purchased his allegiance a long time ago. I think we can do it with this guy. Bribe the commander and get rid of that shitty little army. Which is just bribery attempt, and he's gone. It would be interesting if the 18 men he had left would kill him, just for him turning on his countrymen. The navy is at full strength. But the thing is, if I strike here, then these two could strike out, and yeah, could be bad. What are the legions? The 5th. The 5th only really lacks another archer. So the 5th would go up then to support the 11th, because they were pretty broken. The 8th. Still not able to recruit any more there. And then a problem kind of all over the place to recruit troops. So I'm wondering, we'll have to deal with that sometime else. Some other time, I should say. Spy can stay there. We're slowly just closing in on this. I kinda sort of like at this point you know what, when I actually won the campaign, maybe I should have ended it there, because right now it's mostly just mopping up and I need to do something to kind of wrap up the difficulty here at the end. But then again, if we look on the map and now what, like 75% of it is under my control at this point, the enemy armies are crumbling. It wouldn't really be more than a mopping up anyways. But maybe there could be some upsets if I kind of go back to what I originally had in terms of difficulty in how the campaign was going, if you remember from the beginning. With that said, let's go ahead and attack this town and take out one of the few strongholds the enemy still holds. You know what? You know what? When I just thought about the numbers might be inflated if they count all the garrison armies they keep, because each town of the enemy holds a high garrison. Could it be that that is counting in, because we don't see any actual armies anywhere? So could that be the reason why they're so much stronger? I don't know, because otherwise I don't know what they're counting, since it still says that it's kind of 40-60 in terms of power relationship between us and the both the Nervi and the Averni, which is rather strange. But enough of that. Let's break down this town and take yet another province from the enemy. The enemy's walls have been breached, and it's time for us to attack. And so, we send forwards the legions. And we open fire with the wow, you're actually aiming for this one. Remind me to never tell them to pick their own targets. So we got 2 legions moving forwards, ready to strike the enemy, and we'll see how it goes. I was fortunate enough to open up 5 openings in the wall. Alright, we can see some arrows flying out, meeting the legionnaires as they're moving up. I wonder if, yes, all my units should be within javelin thrown range. Should devastate anyone getting close enough to the wall, especially Nervi champions. And the enemy is not really able to successfully throw anything back at us, just because of the power of the Roman legions. We have a few still not throwing, but I think that's well enough. It's time to break through. And charge the walls. So now the legionnaires charge in, throw the openings that the artillery has made. Here we were kind of stopped before we got in, but here we were able to punch in, and here they were very slow to react to us charging in. And here was the kind of tower in the way, so that's not going exactly to plan. We still have a few units being able to shower the enemy with explosive shots. And given that I have so many... oh, I forgot one. I guess that was the first cohort of that. We're gonna send forwards the generals, because that's probably gonna be needed, and then also we're gonna force our legionnaires through, since otherwise they're gonna be stuck. Oh, they've drawn away too many troops out of here, so they only have 1 fierce swordman unit, which number barely 50 men. So here I'll be able to get through. Same kind of here, where we'll be able to get through. It's harder to get through here. We'll get through here. Harder to get through here. So the legate should move towards the area where it's difficult. And then I'm gonna take 3, moving that way, and then the other 2. Did I get more? Yeah, I got too many there. The other 2 is supposed to go that way. We're gonna start by rallying, and I'm gonna use this to really keep them at their toes. Move away, because these guys are about to throw their spears. Throw the Pila into the mess up there. And then these pile on here. These should... You know what? Forget about these guys. Just charge through and attack. The ballistas can aim for the cavalry. And this one... aim somewhere in the back. So now all these guys trickling down, attacking the enemy in the back. This legate was hit by a spear, but not too bad. Upgrading, not upgrading, but you know what I mean. Supporting them. These guys right here, which are kind of smashed in between, could definitely use the fear abilities and stuff on them at a certain point where we can see that there is a possibility for us to kind of break through. Looks like a unit in here hasn't thrown its pilum, which is this one right here. We'll just tell them to stop keeping the pilum up high and actually start fighting instead. So yeah, you can see that there's a lot of yellow over there. There's one red over there. You can definitely use that. Just gonna pile on some more men. It's going pretty well here as we punched through. Just need to keep up the pressure on the enemy. Okay, so it's a lot of yellow and there's some red and stuff, so I think now we can use that. And then at the same time push into them at the higher speed than the 4. And then allow them to attack. We're gonna tell everyone to drop the guard mode. 3 going this way. 3 fixing that way. These guys fighting over there. Keep up the pressure. Legates stay close. And let's go take a closer look. There's so many men that it's lagging quite badly. But as they are dying, it becomes smoother and smoother. And over where lots of enemies have already died, it's getting smoother still. That champion just went down. Looks like this area was claimed. And this one's about to fall. I'm gonna rally my men. Oh, they're squeezed in between here. Lots of them, lots of their troops are retreating. Fighting uphill here. It's a pretty hard fight. These guys do not have a good situation. Kind of stuck in between the two groups that pushed through. Oh, the enemy general was never actually sent into the fight, and he's all the way back. No, wait, he is. It's just no. For a second, we didn't see the guys on the horses, and I have nothing to shoot at them. But we do have one that still has the spears. And we guess I can draw over the legionary cavalry and the legates. So I'm bringing up this one, which hasn't fought that badly, and this one, or not badly, but that hasn't suffered that many casualties, is one supposed to say. And the army doesn't look that bad. This was the one that lost the most, so it lost over 130 men. And the legates will be here to support the attack by these two cohorts. I was about to say legions. This one will go first, and the one with the pila will go after, so you can throw at the enemy general, and then the legates will be there to support them. We got some towers there, which I didn't think to burn them. I burnt the one here and I burnt the one here, because, well, those were the ones I'm going to charge. But I thought that this was going to just complete the fight and it wasn't going to be any more than that. I didn't think that the general was going to sit back shooting bloody ballistas. So we want to get this fight over with pretty darn soon. Other than we risk the death of our commanders. Right, you will move into the flank. You will move up. Oh, now they're attacking. Throw your pila into that mess.
One of our units has used all its ammunition.
And with that, rally, 2 rallies, fear and intimidate. And let's see if there any place. I think we can move there and we'll be out of range of any enemy missile units. And now it's down to these 2 cohort units to bring down the enemy general. Where I don't know which one of these is the general though. They're all got fancy pigs and stuff on their helmets. And oh, let's see. Maybe it's this guy with the wings on the side. Maybe he's the general. But I don't know. I guess that's the only one that kind of stands out from the rest of them, because I don't see anyone else with wings on their helmet. So if the legionnaires could kill him, that would be nice. Maybe what I should have done is sandwich the general unit. We'll get these guys out of it. Then turn up behind and charge in. And there we'll see the enemy general fall. Let's see. They're falling quickly now when they're surrounded. And let's see someone just move up and stab that general. His bodyguard is slowly whittling away around him, and there he goes. And that definitely signals the victory for us. And the town is our, and it's a decisive victory. Nothing less for the power of Rome. And there we have it. Victory of the barbarians. I lost 1,300 men, the enemy lost 6,000 men. Enemies captured 2,469. I think that almost is a record. Apparently one unit managed to survive. But then again, it was trapped within the town, so they're just slaves. None of our units were lost. Lots of chevrons were gained. And more importantly, a town falls to our control, leaving very few towns left in the enemy's hands. It's mostly villages. There's a lot of villages if you look north here. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4. Then there's one town there, 2, 3 towns left, and then a number of villages around. So it's kind of quite easy to just run this over. I'm wondering, since this is nearing the end, I don't think they'll be able to really put up any good defense. What I could do is I think we could I think we could quickly jump through the next parts of the campaign, and I could see about, you know, singling out what would be enough for like 2 more videos of 2 good battles or more, and then we would end the campaign there. There has been one call, I was about to say some calls, one call for me to do the main Roman campaign, and the idea I had from the beginning, a little bit of an idea to doing the main campaign, but the thing is that would be such a massive undertaking, because if I would do the main campaign, I wouldn't just you know, I would want to recreate the borders of the Roman Empire, but that would be such a massive undertaking. But at the same time, I kind of like the idea, because we had talked a little bit about where I would kind of make it the campaigns even more interactive, where we would basically I would end the video with like 2 choices, and that we would vote on what to do next, like what sort of choices, say, should we expand west or east, or maybe more specific ones, like should I attack this faction, should I not attack it, and so forth. And that the viewers would kind of play the role of the Senate in a way, you know, going back and forth, sort of voting on what we could do. But I generally, as I said before, don't do the same sort of the same mod game back to back, so it wouldn't be Rome and then Rome again. So I would see about doing something else instead after this. But it's something to think about in the future, definitely. And, you know, if a load of people vote for Rome when the time comes for me to end my Polish-Lithuanian campaign, then yeah, definitely we could see about doing the main campaign. I know there's, I think there's a one where one of the campaigns where you do an early one, or maybe I could do, you know, another one of the smaller ones, like against Hannibal or something like that. But yeah, there's some ideas, throwing some ideas out there for you guys. Anyways, as I always say, hopefully you guys enjoyed this one, and hopefully I'll see you guys for the next one. Bye!